Beginning Reading Skills Camp. Conclusions. In this video, we're going to learn about how to make a conclusion in reading. Before we start, ask your teacher or parent to download what you're seeing on the screen to your tablet or to print it out so you can do it too. The link for the worksheet used in this video can be found in the description. Let's begin. A conclusion is a decision based on evidence. What can you conclude the boy is doing? Well, I see he has a sharpener in his hands. There's a pencil in the sharpener, and there are other pencils on the table. So, based on this evidence, I can conclude the boy is sharpening pencils. What can you conclude will happen when their bodies hit the water? Well, I know that water is wet, so only one thing could happen. Their bodies will get wet. What can you conclude will happen to the butter in the pan? Well, I know that butter is hard, it's a solid, and that there's heat on the stove, and that when heat is applied to a solid, it becomes a liquid, so the butter will melt. Let's do some practice. If you printed out the worksheet, you can go ahead and stop the video now and do the examples. Play the video later to get the answers. Directions. Circle the best answer. Fred has math homework. He can only do the homework in pencil. He takes out his notebook, pencil, and math textbook. He looks at his pencil and sees that it has no point. He reaches for his sharpener. What can you conclude he will do next? A. He will do his math homework in pen. Fred will think. Fred will sharpen his pencil. Well, he's not going to do his homework in pen because it says he can only do the homework in pencil. Fred will think, yeah, but the better answer is he will sharpen his pencil. Fred will sharpen his pencil because he can only do his homework in pencil. He's taking out his notebook, his pencil, his math book. He looks at his pencil and sees that it doesn't have a point, so he has to do something. So Fred will sharpen his pencil. Number 18. It is 105 degrees Fahrenheit outside. Mary gets into her car. It's steaming hot. Mary then says, I can't breathe. I have to open the windows now. What can you conclude that she will do next? A. Mary will drive her car. B. Mary will open her windows. C. Mary will buy some soup. Well, she's not going to buy some soup because it's too hot. Mary will drive her car. Yeah, she definitely will drive her car, but she says, I have to open the windows now. So that means Mary will open her windows. She'll do that first before she drives. So the main piece of evidence I use to make that conclusion is that Mary said, I have to open the windows now. Number 19. Mrs. Smith has a pool in her backyard. Her son and daughter come out to the backyard in swimming clothes. They both put on swim goggles. They both jump in the water. What can you conclude will happen after their bodies hit the water? A, their bodies will get wet. B, their bodies will stay dry. C, their bodies will get hot. Well, their bodies definitely won't stay dry if they both jump in the water. Their bodies will get hot. Well, maybe if they come out of the water and they stay in the sun, but the best answer is their bodies will get wet. That will happen for certain. Number 20. Connor needs to get a ball to the other side of a field. He cannot throw it or carry it in any form. In 30 seconds, he walks to the other side of the field to get the ball. How can you conclude that he got the ball to go to the other side of the field? A, he ate it. B, he rolled it. C, he threw it. So immediately I'm taking out A, because if he ate it, we wouldn't see it. So he definitely could not have thrown it, so it can't be C. So he rolled it. The main evidence I used was that he cannot throw it or carry it in any form. Number 21. Alberto had a blank canvas as well as 8 colors of paint on a table. He also had 4 paintbrushes and 4 separate cups with water to clean his brushes. Then he dipped the brush into the water and then into the red paint. What can you conclude that he was doing? A, he was taking a picture. B, he was making a sketch. C, he was making a painting. Well, a sketch is usually made with a pencil or something that has ink or lead like a pencil. So I'm going to take out B. He was taking a picture. No, because you need a camera to do that. So the best answer is C. He was making a painting because usually when a painting is made, paint brushes are used. That was the main evidence I used. Number 22. Anita had a coloring book on her desk. She opened up the coloring book to a page with an outline of an apple. She then put a red crayon in her hand. What can you conclude she was doing? A, she was about to color. B, she was about to do math. C, she was about to cook. Well, she had a crayon in her hand, so she wasn't about to cook. She was about to do math. That makes no sense. So I conclude she was about to color. My main evidence is that she opened up a coloring book and she put a red crayon in her hand. Number 23. Raphael got into his car. He put his foot on the brake. He then put the key in the ignition to turn it on. He then looked to see if anyone was behind him. What can you conclude he was doing? A, he was looking out for elephants. B, he was getting ready to drive a car. C, he was sleeping. Sleepy. Well, he definitely wasn't sleepy because he's doing action. He put his foot on the brake. He then put the key in the ignition to turn it on. He looked to see if anyone was behind him. So he wasn't sleeping. He was looking for elephants. That really doesn't make sense because elephants are at the zoo, usually. So I conclude he was getting ready to drive a car. That's our lesson for today. Good job.